Hello, Tim here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to sharpen a wood carving gouge. And we're going to go through the steps that I take to do that. So let's get started. So here I have two gouges, and you can tell one is a little more deeper sweep than the other one. This one is already sharp, and that's like a number 8 gouge. And I'm going to set that aside because that one's okay. These two have been on a grinding wheel, and you can see the serrations of the grinding wheel there. That's what we have to take out. So they're sharp. Sometimes when you buy a new tool, they'll come sharpened, but they have to be honed. And it'll cut, but not cut very well. So I'm going to do a little end grain test, which is usually what I like to do. Take this and I'll just make a couple of passes. You can hear I'm cutting it, but it doesn't cut real well. Kind of tears. Same with this one here. That's even worse. And that's not acceptable for carving. So let's fix this problem here. We got to get a polished edge on that, and I'm going to take you through the steps to get that done. So let me first start out with what equipment are you going to need for this. And I'm working with oilstones. Now, in a previous video, you can watch it, how I sharpen chisels with water stones. And water stones cut fast, but the problem with a water stone with gouges and V-tools and such is they hollow out quicker, and it's harder for me to control it. Now, maybe some people are really good at water stone sharpening. My technique is all with wood carving tools, gouges and V-tools and such, have always been with oilstones. And I found the control easier to maintain the edge and the angle. So now we have, this is mineral oil, and I have it in a little bottle here. You can buy it in a container like that that'll last you years. Just regular mineral oil. There's other oils that people are for sale for sharp honing oils and such, but this mineral oil works pretty good. I don't recommend motor oil because it's too thick. Your bench stone, this is a small version of the one I have in this clamp here. And this is India stone and a carborundum on the other side. It's a two-part. This is rough, and you don't necessarily need to use that. Maybe once in a while if you got a ding in your gouge and you need to work it out and you're not near a grinding wheel. Very seldom use that side. But the medium India, and then this is the slipstone, medium India slipstone. And whatever you do to the outside of your gouge, you got to do the same to the inside. You can't use a stone like this to get the inside. So it has to be curved like that. And then this one dropped once, and so. But this is for smaller gouges. This will work for just about every other gouge, bigger ones. And then we'll go to the natural stone. This is an Arkansas stone, and I've had this for pretty near 50 years, I guess, 45 years, and it still holds up. It puts a really good edge on it. This is a white Arkansas, and a white Arkansas slipstone, which again, this at some point it broke, but I re-glued it together and it works fine. And then we'll go to the stropping part, which is a leather strop and buffing compound. I'll talk about that when we get to that point. The very first thing that I do to start out, I put mineral oil on the stone, work it around, and then depending on some of the times I'll wipe it off and see if any residue comes off. Metal filings get in there and kind of get it dark, but this is a pretty old stone, so you can kind of expect it to stay a little dark in there. So I get it covered pretty good. I'm going to take the number 4 gouge and this back and forth using the, and as I'm turning it, I'm rocking it so that you can see here I'm touching the back and the very front. And now I can feel a little burr there, and I like to bend that burr forward so it gets real pronounced. Then I take my oil stone, my slipstone. That's all it took for this one here. So I get a little oil on this thing here, lay this down, and kind of go in a circular motion here. So you can see some of the slipstone. It's not advisable to hold it freehand. It's best to lay down so that you get control of it. So that's what it looks like, and I don't feel the burr anymore. So I'm done with that one. Now I'm going to go to the number 5, and you notice between these two gouges here, this one is quite thin. This is a Henry Taylor. This is quite thin. I really like this tool because it allows you clearance to get into tight areas. This one is a nice tool. It's 2 cherries, made in Germany, but notice how much thicker that is. And the thicker your tool is here, your bevel is going to be quite a bit longer. If it's helpful, a T-bevel that's set at 22 degrees, you can check and see if you've got that ground to that bevel. And in time, you get a feel for it. And I don't check my work. If I don't do a very good job, I do it over again. But usually I've done it so long that you just get used to it. Now I've been told, now you can see I've already started to polish the very end there. I've been told that if the pitch is up higher, you could carve marble with the same tools. But I've never carved marble with these. So in a hollow ground, see, I got the edges already touched up right there. And usually in hollow ground, you're going to touch it back here and up at the front. And in the middle there, it doesn't really matter because that's not where your cutting is being done. So yeah, that's just what I like to see like that. Now I bend the burr to the inside. Set the tool down and take the burr off. And I'm going in a circular motion back and forth. Let's see if the burr is there. It's gone. Sometimes you see like a little wire or something like that comes off. So that's it. That's sharp, but we're not done yet. So now we're going to take it to the next level. And usually on this case, I guess here what I do. This is a pretty handy way to hold your stones. But you might make a little box. You might make something, clamp it in a vise. So this is just a hold down here and just a hand screw clamp here. And I find it pretty useful. So then I put the mineral oil over the surface. Same thing again. Try to use the whole surface of the stone. Don't do a figure 8 or anything like that, because then you're concentrating too much in one area. I'm not quite feeling the burr yet, but you're rocking it edge to edge. There it is. Bend it in. And take it out with the slipstone. We'll do the same with this one. It's a habit of mine when I'm carving to lay my tool down with the edge pointing toward me. Hold it down, lay it down, holding it close to the cutting edge. And the reason for that is that if you're putting it like this, and it all depends on your work habits and so forth, but you might hit it against something else, or if you have other tools or stuff in the way. I just like to be able to see the tool that I want, and when all the handles look the same, it takes a little longer if you need to change tools. It's just a personal habit that I have. And then you're mindful of where your tools are. Well, you got to be careful so you don't grab it the wrong way and cut yourself. All right. So we got it honed. Now we're going to strop it. Just wipe off the excess oil. Now I have two of them here, and this is an old belt, which I like. It's got a rougher side and a smoother side. This is a weightlifting belt that's really good. It's a heavy duty, and I use this one a lot. It's just that the one problem is I can't fold it to get the inside of a gouge, especially a small gouge. Sometimes I've used the edge of this on a gouge that's around, not too big. It's a really small one. This is green buffing compound. White diamond is another one. I don't know what grits are in it. The black one is for fast cutting, and then the red rouge is like for polishing brass or silver or something. So it's slipping on me, so I'm gonna use my hold down again. So I'm pushing pretty good. You see the black? Now I see it's polishing there. Now I'm doing the same with this here, only I'm folding it. And this I kind of hold off the edge of close to the edge of the bench here. And I kind of sometimes rub my fingernail on there to feel if I don't feel any little divots. All right, this one here, because it's a little deeper gouge, I'm going to have to kind of swing it this way here. I'm done stropping. Let's see the difference it makes in the cut. Let's give it a try. Sometimes you have to go back and work it a little bit more, but it's worth it once you get the good cut. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep your tools sharp, and if you wouldn't mind, give a thumbs up and please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.